So let's start.
Yeah.
It's okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for your patience. I'm Kingsley. How about we start this webinar? And let me introduce myself first. I'm Kingsley from the Dyness marketing department. And thanks so much for today's webinar. And hope you have a good day. We will start the webinar in about 5 minutes. And before that, please allow me to introduce the brief overview of this webinar. The webinar organized by the Nestec, DMCC, and so thanks to the Nestec for inviting us. And today we will have 3 speakers for this webinar. So let's first welcome CEO from Nestec, Mr. Cookies. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Thank you, Mr. And Cookies. And the second.
Very difficult. Don't worry, Gökçe is my name.
Okay,
how to correctly pronounce, yeah.
Okay, and the second, welcome to the sorry. Thank you, and welcome electric energy from Nestec, Mr. Newman.
Hello all, thank you.
Okay, and at the last one, we have the pro sales manager from Dyness, Oscar Yang.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, and the webinar progress. In the first part, Oscar will introduce us the Dyness restoration solution, and the second part is Q&A session. If you have any question, please feel free to contact with us online. And so let's start the first part of the webinar. Welcome Mr. Oscar to introduce the Dyness restoration solution.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Can you see this presentation here? Is it clear? Okay, so we can start the. Okay, wait a second. Mail. Okay, so the presentation will be divided into 2 parts. For the first one, business parts, and for the technical parts. For the business parts, I will talk about Dyness company and its product and its history, and also about the strategy and the marketing or technical promotion support of our company. So Dyness, as a very new player, starting from, yeah, please. So, yeah, okay. So before all this starts, we can have the CEO of Nestec, Mr. Goxi, to speak. But Mr. Goxi is not. Mr. Goxi, your microphone is still muted. Please turn on your microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, we're clear.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice team to be with us today. So I just felt like we don't know each other for and we are not like working together, but this is not the case. So I just wanted to say, first of all, welcome to Dyness team. Into our Dubai office. Currently, I'm joining this webinar from our Istanbul office. So before going into all details of the Dyness products and the Dyness as a company, I would like to thank for all the customers or the end users who are joining today. Or in the future, this will be also published again on our YouTube channel on a later date. I just want to talk about Nestec very briefly. Nestec is established in 2010, and this is our 15th year in Dubai. And our cooperation with Dyness is also growing strong. We are cooperating for the last almost 1.5 years. And we are super happy to be able to distribute and sell Dyness products. And we are super happy with the quality and the durability and the safety of all the products that we are getting from Dyness. And no need to say, an excellent support for any future projects or any kind of support issues that might be coming from an inverter side, etc. So for the batteries, second point I want to highlight here is that, as you may know, Dubai is a very hot place for other viewers, other customers joining from other places. So we have 3 distribution hubs. One is in Istanbul, where I am now. The other one is in Dubai. And then another one is in Walvis Bay, Namibia. So for the main distribution hub is Jebel Ali, summer temperatures goes above 45 degrees very easily. And lithium products, lithium battery products, has a discharge tendency, especially this tendency increases by the temperature. When you buy or order your products, when you want to work with Nasdaq, we are keeping the Dyness products in a chilled special warehouse where the temperature, summer, winter, doesn't matter, wouldn't go above 27 degrees. So this is basically an air-conditioned warehouse. So to ensure that when we ship the product, when we deliver to our customers, they will receive the products as fresh as possible, close to the factory condition, with enough charge still on the product. So that's a very important point to make, because there are so many products in the market that doesn't too much care about all the details. So just wanted to highlight that. And the third and the last point is that as you have now the Nasdaq team and the Dyness team together, we are made up of engineers first. So when you have a project, we are there to select the correct product, be it inverter or the battery or the compatibility of those systems, from the sizing and of course pricing, and then after sales, all the warranty claims and support is going to be given by Dyness and the Nasdaq team. So once again, I want to thank you for joining. And Naman, if you can also introduce yourself very shortly, then we can leave the microphone to Dyness team. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Coxey. Yes.
Yeah, hello all. This is Naaman from Nasdaq. I'm electrical engineer. Actually, what we want to achieve with Nasdaq and Dyness, like to select the product, the technical product, give the best solution to the customer, give the best product with best warranty, with best support before sales and after sales. So this is what we can do together as Nasdaq and Dyness, also with you as customers for us. So we will be happy always to help you for selection, for choose the best product, for also if there is any issue to support you after the sales. We are available all the time. You can connect us at Nasdaq. We are always available. So this is a brief about me, and thank you for the introduction. Thank you, Mr. Gokshe. Thank you, Dyness team. And I will give them to also start the webinar.
Thank you very much. So we can now start the webinar about the product presentation. So we can start the introduction from Dyness part, because this presentation will include some necessary basic information, and also I will mention some very advanced information about the battery. The battery very important theory. So Dyness, starting from 2017, is a new player in the market, but actually we have been very famous in many of the continents. For example, like Europe, like in South and North America, or maybe in Middle East African countries, we have already much of the market share. And also now we have developed from kilowatt hours to megawatt hours products family. So we can cover a full scale from residential and also commercial industrial. It is a very wide compatibilities. So in the global market, for now we have 4 domestic branches in our domestic China. There are 2 production lines, production factories, and 2 R&D research and development base in China. And there are 6 overseas branches in the world. So as it to now, millions of families has already been using Dyness products, and for the whole 7 years, there are 0 accidents. So Dyness for now, we have been the supported shareholders and the eco partners with many companies. Till now, we have already completed the 3 rounds of funding, which is the whole we obtain like 1 billion yuan. So it is over $0.2 billion. Until now, the current market valuation has been 5 billion yuan. And also, as for the marketing support, because Dyness is very famous and very active in most of the markets, we have been participating in many exhibitions all around the world. For example, like Germany, Shanghai, USA, Brazil, Netherlands. For this is also a support strategy for us to do with the distributors. So this is the whole strategy that is offered by Dyness with our partners. For example, in every market, for example, like Dubai, UAE, like MEA, we will pick the proper products. For example, like low voltage battery, high voltage battery, we'll pick several products to fit in the market, and we will also make a roadmap. And after this, we will pick 2 or 3 major distributors to prevent the price fighting, the price conflict in the whole market. And we obey a very strict protection for the price. For example, the main distributor, the regional distributor, and the contractor, and also for the basic installers, they have their own price, and it is protected to ensure that they don't fight each other on the price. And also for a whole market, we ensure the whole market don't have we don't oversell the products in a same market, so that the price is ensured. After we pick, we have a very deep cooperation, and we begin the sample test. After this, we can do the marketing plan together. For example, like online webinar and the VR showroom, LinkedIn account, and for the offline, like promoting, exhibition, maybe a workshop, roadshow, and also for the except for this, we also have a online lesson and online training certification system. For example, when we cooperate with a distributor, and the distributor he has a lot of installers, me as the pre-sales manager, I will visit the installer together with the engineer from the distributor to make several rounds of trainings. After the several rounds of trainings, we can offer the certification to the installer, and we can make up a community of technical communication with the installers, so that there will be a very good vibe of the technical communication, and also for the promotion of the products. So in this way, we ensure that by the online/offline marketing support, we find less distributor, and to ensure your more profit. And also we will have the local stocks and the technical support. So this is the part for the support strategies. So here's the full scene of our ESS product family. You can see here from the low voltage residential products to high voltage commercial industrial products. And also there is the all-in-one cabinets and also the container solutions for a big scale utility. And also more than this, we have this application to control, and also the to monitor, to upgrade the whole system. So from this part, for this part, I will break into the we will dig into the technical informations. So also I will also explain the why Dyness is the best choice. So here's the awards like we gained in the last year, like a top battery solution provider in China. We can see that we are the top 10 ESS solution providers in China, including all the competitive brands. And also in Czech Republic, in Europe, in South Africa, in MEA countries, and also in Brazil, South Africa. All around the world, we have the top brand awards. This is what I mentioned. For the millions of families, we offer the service and the solution. There are 0 accidents during the whole 7 years. So below, I will explain why the safety and the sustainability is very important for us. So as a basic information, this is a hybrid system. You can see here, PV panels. It is inputting DC current power to the inverters, and after the converting of the inverter, it will output the AC power to the whole family load. Also, for the hybrid system, it can also support a generator, and the extra power will be stored in the battery. For the normal situation, the whole system is controlled by the inverter. And also the application here is also simply for the inverters. So this is why Dyness is different. We have our own applications to control the battery and control all the system. I will show you afterwards. So here's the idea that I mentioned, the safety by design. Why LFP battery and our battery is very safe. So here's the LFP materials inside the battery cell. So when the battery inside the battery cell, there is a filter named SEI. On the temperature of 60 Celsius degree, the SEI will melt. So the SEI, the main idea is to prevent the material in the positive polar and the negative polar to make a very extreme reaction. So when this situation happen, when the SEI filter it melt under a very high temperature, the LFP battery in the whole reaction, it will not generate oxygen. So as is known to all, if a fire is about to set, it must have several things. The first one, the oxygen. The second one, a proper temperature. for example, like 100, 200 Celsius degree, and the third thing, something to burn. So this is the three elements of a fire. So you can see here, even under the short circuit reaction, there is no oxygen generated. So that's why even under a short circuit situation, the fire is not set. There will be no explosion. And you can see this figure here. It shows that for LFP battery, the explosion point will be happened in even 400 Celsius degree, and the whole reaction will like keep for a long time. For example, 1 or 2 months. So under this term of time, you will find out there is a problem inside the battery for a long time ago. For example, for the first 2 or 3 days, you will find there is some problem. Something happened. So that's why it is very hard for a LFP battery to explode. And also for the battery cell, we have our own copyright. There is a exhaust valve on every battery cell. So if there is any air generated inside the battery cell, there won't be the figure of the battery cell. It won't be like this. It won't expose, and the actual air will be put out by this valve. So this is for the hardware side why our battery is safe. So if you have any questions or anything not so clear, you can ask me, or maybe you can ask after this presentation. So we just talk about the hardware side. This is the software side. This is our own copyright for the function we call it passive balancing. So maybe you want to ask, talk about the passive balancing. There is also active balancing. Is it better, or maybe is it worse? So in the market now, the passive balancing is a new generation of balancing technology. The active balancing is the older type, and for the active balancing, it costs more money, and also it is harder for the active balancing to control the differences of the voltage level between all the battery cells. So the passive balancing, the main idea is that when we charge or discharge the battery. So inside the battery cell, because of the temperature difference, because of the battery cell order, because when we charge, the first battery cell is the first place to be charged, and there are many battery cells in the same battery pack. So there will be some differences. There has to be some technology to balance all the battery cells, the SOC, the voltage level. So the main theory of our technology is like when we charge the battery and the SOC is above 90%, the passive balancing will be triggered, and we will detect the SOC of every battery cell. And when any of the battery cell is over like normal level, it is over the average level, it will be discharged to the average level, and the charge will be continued. So this will prevent the battery from overcharge. You know, when a battery is overcharged, the temperature will rise very easily, and the temperature is the most dangerous element for a battery cell. So this will prevent the explosion, prevent from the short circuit on the software perspective. And also for the overdischarge situation, when we detect one of the battery cell, it is on the dangerous level of overdischarge, for example, like 5 or 2% SOC. So we will post the whole working status of the battery, and we will charge the lowers the battery cell until it reaches a normal level, and the work will go on. And for the whole system, the cell voltage difference will be underneath 10 millivolts. This is a very, very safe level. And also we support 30 cells in the same battery pack. So this is very unique in the market. Is it clear? Okay, so I will move on to the next part. Also, this part is the interface, the application that I mentioned. In a normal hybrid battery system, the whole system is controlled by the hybrid inverter, the EMS on the hybrid inverter. The EMS will control the battery, control the MPPT, control the load. But for our application, there are also one application on our cell phone to control all the things. So for the battery, there are two ways to control it. The first one, when you connect the battery with the inverter, inside the inverter EMS, you can see anything, and you can also control the battery in the EMS. But in this way, you can only see the voltage level, SOC, and some other very common parameters on the inverter screen. In another way, by installing a Wi-Fi antenna on the BDU or maybe on the BMS, you can connect the battery with our own Dyness application. In this situation, the Dyness application can see the voltage level, the working current, and also the SOC, and also the firmware version of every battery cell. So you can monitor every battery cell if it is working normally. So in this situation, if any battery cell occurs an error, so you will find out the problem very quickly. So as for the function of our own application, you can see here to monitor and the data computing and the cost efficient maintenance, and also the operation analysis, and also for the very convenient interface. All the functions that you can find in the inverter EMS will be found on our own application, and also more. And also inside our application, there are a tutorial about how to use it, and also we will train you about the user manuals about it. As for more of the installing, and also for more of the installing, the usage, and for the tutorial of our application, I will after the first round of webinar, we will make a second or third round of webinar to train the installers about the whole system. So by the purpose of this round of webinar, I will mention more about the highlights and the importance of the every products. So here we start from the residential side. This is our Dyness DL5C. The main point about these products actually is stable and flexible, because there are a lot of products inside the whole market. They are the same. They have 3.2 volt battery cell, and there are 16 battery cell inside one battery pack. And maybe they are 0.5C, they are 1C, but they are all the same. So I would like to mention more about the importance of this products. So you can see here 5 kilowatt hour, 100 ampere, which is 1C. And for the battery cell, it is 16,000 cycles, 6,000 cycles, grade A battery cell from China, brand new. And for the warranty term, it's 10 years. I will explain our warranty term like very briefly after these products. So the operating temperature is from 5 to 50, 55. Here, as I mentioned, when a battery pack, the temperature rises above 60, it will occur a short circuit. So the battery temperature must remains between 0 to 55 when operating. And here's the very important point for the for these products from Dyness, the expansion. So this battery pack supports to parallel connection to 50 units. Comparing to other brands, for example, like Dyness, they support only 36 pieces. For Felicity, only 6 pieces. This will support our battery cell, the whole system capacity up to 256 kilowatt hours. So this is already some scale. This is already a scale from residential side to commercial industrial side. For normally like most of the medium small size of the project, DL5C can support your usage. And because, as I mentioned, the battery cell is LFP material, and also we have several monitoring and controlling interfaces. So this battery will be very stable. When the battery temperature rises above 50, it will trigger the protection for the temperature. It will lower the C rate until it reaches a normal level, and the working environment remains at a normal level, and the C rate will rise up again. So so as I mentioned here, we have optional application monitoring, and this is very this is very safe LFP material, and also we have various mounting methods. This I will mention in the second or third rounds of webinar. This is the whole idea of our DL5C. Is the main keyword is stable and flexible. So let's move on to the next. As I mentioned, for the target scenarios, here's the parameters of DL5C because you are very professional. So I will go over briefly on this part. LFP 5 kilowatt hour, 100 ampere hour for the battery cell capacity, and 51.2 volt voltage level, and the volt range from 44 to 57. This is a very wide range for a battery. This shows that it can work under a very extreme situation, even when there is no PV, no load, no diesel generator. And the rate of the charger discharge from 0.5 to 1C, and also it can be lower, like 0.1C, 0.2C. This can be controlled in our application. It is very convenient for you to control, and also the current of the charger discharge here. For charging, the charging current is lower because when the battery is charging, the temperature will rise easily. So for the better performance lifespan, we limit the charging current to 75 ampere. And under a very extreme situation, from time to time, occasionally the inverter will come out a shock or maybe short circuit. Under this situation, the battery must have a protection. So this is the limitation of the current to endure if there is a shock inside the whole system. This is a DOD 90% and the net weight 54 kilogram. Here's the working environment of the battery. And also for the communication, we have CAN RS 458 and 232. this is very common and widely used in the whole solar market. So for normal situation like a third-year solar is all the mainstream brand, we can communicate with him and match with their inverters. Here's the cycle life, as I mentioned. It is more than 6,000 cycles. Here's the target scenario. As I mentioned, for the lowest capacity of this battery will be 5 kilowatt hour, and for the highest it will be 256. So as I mentioned, for normally home use, shops, farm, maybe like a workshop, school, or hospital, community, restaurant, in a medium or small size of the residential or commercial industrial scenario, this battery can fulfill the needs. So this is the brief idea about the DL5C. We will move on to the next part. Because DL5C, it is an indoor solution. That means that you cannot move DL5C out of a house or maybe out of a container to use. It cannot work in a wild environment. So this is our outdoor solution, PowerBox Pro. So the main idea of this, the keyword of this product is that it is a very safe outdoor solution. For every battery, every PowerBox Pro is 10 kilowatt hour, and the protection level is IP65. You can see the very basic information here. It supports only 0.5 C because in outdoor situation, the temperature will rise very easily. So we limit the C rate of the charge or discharge to ensure the performance and the lifespan. And the capacity is 2 times of the 5C, but the expand is limited to just 6 pieces. Because this battery we target it in a very residential usage scenario. For example, like a villa. If a villa, a very big villa, it has only power needed up to maybe 25-30 kilowatts. So the capacity will be up to only 50 kilowatt hours. So this is the appearance of the whole product. There is a DC breaker as a switch, and also the communication port, and also negative positive sockets, and then communication port, and also here's the reset switch. When you want to turn on our battery, the first step, turn on the DC breaker, and the second step, press the reset switch for 3 seconds to prevent the misuse of the battery. So this is our new product. So this is Power Brick. It has several upgrades from the previous products. This is the key words that I put on for this product. So it is a new generation of AES solution for both residential side and the commercial industrial side. So these are some new features. For example, intelligent BMS, I will explain afterwards. The LED here, LED light for real-time battery status display, and also this light is programmable. For example, you can make it like green, make it yellow, or maybe if you have other needs, we can make it like other shape. And also this battery, the capacity is 14.3 kilowatt hour. So the battery cell is 280 ampere hour. This battery supports discharge power up to 0.7 C, so it will be 10 kilowatt output power. This is a very, very typical power range for a residential site. But this battery is also very good for a commercial scenario. And here, because we are using a new battery cell type, So the battery cell cycle is 8,000 cycles with 70% EOL. The DOD is it is higher than the previous products. It's 95 DOD, and also 10 years warranty with unlimited cycles. What I want to mention here is 2 points. The first one, this battery cell, we call it unlimited cycles in 10 years. This is the feature given by the battery cell factory. Actually, when in a day, the battery cell, when it is working like 1 cycle, 2 cycle. After 2 cycles, the C rate, the BMS will limit the C rate down to 0.2 C. So it will ensure the whole lifespan of the battery cell. Within 10 years, you can use the battery like unlimited cycles. But actually, we tested, there will be 8,000 cycles. This is the first point that I want to explain about the unlimited cycles. But when we talk about this battery cell with our end users, or maybe with in the actual usage, it is unlimited. So for the second part, I want to explain is here. The warranty term, 10-year warranty. So the Dyness warranty term is like inside the warranty term. If there are any battery cell that is broken, we can replace it directly by if you see anything on your application, Dyness application, that this battery cell is broken. Okay, maybe it's short circuit or something, so we will replace it. Or if the problem is from the software, the BMS, we will try to repair it, and also we will before the actual usage, we will train the engineer for the distributor, for the installers about the software parts. If there is any problem happened in the software, we will try to fix it. And if the whole problem is cannot be fixed, then we will replace it. So this is the warranty term and how we operate it. So this is the parameter to compare PowerBox with DL5C. They are using the same type of battery cell, but the capacity is higher, like 14, and the same voltage level is only for low voltage systems, and the same voltage range, but different output current, and the lifespan is longer. As I mentioned, we are using a higher grade of battery cell. But also you can. This is a very important feature to be mentioned. The PowerBox, it is almost 3 times the capacity of the DL5C, but the weight is just 2 times of it. The same product, the same capacity product from Felicity, from Pylontech, from maybe Deye, the weight of them are almost like 150 kilogram. And also for the price, for every kilowatt hour, it is lower than DL5C and lower than Pylontech and Deye. And also the same temperature range, and also because for this battery cell, for this battery, the positioning of this battery is for next generation. So we canceled the RS232. Only remain the 485 for parallel connection, and the CAN communication to connect it to the inverters. Here is our lifespan, 10 years warranty and unlimited cycles. But this battery is only for indoor use. So the protection level is IP20. As I mentioned in the first part, DL5C has the Wi-Fi module, the Wi-Fi function, it is optional. So if you want the Wi-Fi function to connect with your application by Dyness, it will be another set. But for power brick, it is built in. It is integrated. The whole Wi-Fi is integrated. And for the installation, it can be only we support only wall-mounted or floor-mounted. But because of the whole wall size and the weight is in a very good balancing, so you can also make the own rack. We can offer a recommended size of it. So here is some functional comparison for power brick and the DL5C. Here's the for the discharge current. So this will support a larger scale. Here's the capacity. 5.12 kilowatt hour comparing to 14 kilowatt hour. And also, this battery the power brick will support a bigger expanding that I will explain afterwards. Here's the battery cell. Actually, now in a whole solar market, there are different types of battery cell. For example, 50, 100, 150, 200, 280, 300, 314, or maybe 380. There are many types of battery cell, but the cost is different. The main idea about the cost, actually, it is the it is about if it is very widely spreaded in the whole market. For example, 100, 200, they are very widely spread. So there are many factories that is producing 100 ampere hour. So the cost will be lower. Even than, for example, 200 ampere hour, the cost of 200 ampere hour, the price will be lower than the price of 180 ampere hour, because more factories are producing 200 ampere hour battery cell. So for now, because 200 ampere hour battery cell is a very popular, very famous solution from the battery cell side. So for the price of per kilowatt hour will be lower than 100 ampere hour. We have a lot of cost controlling strategy for this battery cell. For example, here, for the DL5C, the battery, the Wi-Fi antenna, it is external. So you have to buy the battery and the Wi-Fi antenna separately. So the two parts will come from two different parties. So the cost will be higher than this solution, because for the whole system, the Wi-Fi module, Wi-Fi antenna is included, is integrated. So the price will be lower. And also for the safety consideration, inside DL5C, there's no fire extinguisher. But because power brick, it has a higher power output. So inside the battery cell, we put an aerosol firefighter. When the temperature and when the detector inside the battery, it detects some smoke or some dangerous air inside, the extinguisher will explode to prevent the fire. And also for the installation, the DL5C for the installers will be a little bit difficult to install in a parallel connection system, because he has to know about the DIP switch here. And for the power brick, it has no need. When you just connect the battery together and then connect the battery system to the inverter, the DIP switch, the DIP setting will be automatically done. And also, I want to explain inside for the cooling system. For the power brick, here from this part to this part, it is the battery cell, and from here from the top to here, the end of the D, the bottom of the D, is the cooling part. For normal design of a battery, the cooling copper, it must be spread all over the battery, right? But for power brick, it has we upgrade a new kind of design, so it will be less copper and less and the less length of the cooling tunnel. So this means that we're using less copper for less cost, and also it has a higher cooling efficiency. So this is the main idea of the power brick. So it is very new in battery cell, in the industrial design, and also for the function. It is very different from the existing products in the market. And also for the expansion, it can be 200 kilowatt hours. So it is also very flexible for home use and also for the commercial industrial. So I think it's very clear. Here is how we recommend the solution for the end users. For example, when a family they only have a fan or maybe Wi-Fi or maybe lighting needs, the whole needs for power is like 1 to 3 kilowatts, and also for different situation, for example like television, for example like heating, they work in different range of power. So as for different range, we have different products to fulfill the needs of every family. So these are main idea of our residential part. So from this part, I will talk about our CNI and high voltage products. So this is the high voltage energy storage solution, HV4F. This product is a little bit different from the same products from Deye, maybe from the other, because this battery, there is a wind tunnel in the middle parts of the battery pack. Here's the fan and here's the wind tunnel to make it a better cooling environment. And also, except for the parameters here, you can see this battery can work in a 1C situation. So for example, like 1 megawatt hour battery ESS solution, so it can work in a 1 megawatt power range.
Oscar, can I add something to this?
Yes,
now,
please.
For our customers who is now watching this webinar, I think we need to separate it into two. Let's cap the low voltage again. So in the low voltage, we have the 5 kilowatt hour, which is the DL5C. We have the 10.24, I think, kilowatt hour, which is the PowerBox Pro, which is also IP65, which means that you can install it outside, so it can be directly under the rain. And then you have the new product, Power Brick, which can be wall mounted, or in this photo, it can be on wheels, so you can, if you need, move around in your house. Very limited, but you can still move around, and it is 14.4 kilowatt hour, which is an IP again 20, which means indoors product. So one thing to mention to our viewers is that if anybody is end user, these are going to be used what is industry calling low voltage inverters. So low voltage inverter can be single phase or three phase, but low voltage refers to the battery charging capacity or the voltage. So this is typically 51.2 volt on the charging side or the inverter, be it single or the three phase. Now what Oscar started, the HV4F, is mainly for the high voltage inverters. So these are commercial applications like big supermarkets, hospitals, restaurants, universities, that kind of bigger applications. For these, there are high voltage inverters, starting from very small. There's even 5 kilowatt high voltage inverter, but from the practicality perspective, the reality is 20 kilowatt and above. So far, in production, there are up to 50 kilowatt per inverter products available, both from DEE and from Solis. And both brands are also bringing 80 kilowatt high voltage inverters into the market. So when we say high voltage, these inverters, again, three-phase, the output for the load is like around 400 volts. But for the battery side, then we are now talking about 150 volt up to 900, in some cases even 1000 volt. So this is not like a typical low voltage battery. Then you need a high voltage battery, which Oscar started to explain is a very good product with internal cooling, this HV4F. Yeah, Oscar, this I wanted to separate what is high voltage, what is low voltage. So the load side is the same. Battery charging voltage is different. In the low voltage is 51.2. High voltage, depending on the system, it's a range between 150 to 200 volt, all the way up to 1000 volts. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So continuing by the topic Mr. Kokshik just mentioned, what I want to add on something about the hybrid inverter inside the high frequency hybrid inverter and low frequency hybrid inverter, the differences. So for low voltage hybrid inverter, for example, there are no transformers inside. There are very small transformers inside in their inverters. So in a high voltage hybrid inverter, there are two different types of hybrid inverter. One is high frequency hybrid inverter and a high voltage, and another one is low frequency hybrid inverter, high voltage. So the main difference is they work in the same frequency, but the working frequency of the transformer inside the hybrid inverter is different. So the higher frequency one, it looks smaller. For example, like Solis 50K, the inverter. And for the low frequency, it's mainly for factory use. Factory usage, it is called a PCS. It is integrated in a very big cabinet. But for both situations, our battery can work perfectly to both sides of the hybrid inverters. And you can see here, the main idea of this battery, is the whole system is in a series connecting. So the voltage level is raising higher. And in a single rack, we support up to 15 units in series connection. So we support the mainstream brands in the whole market, for example, like Goodway, Solis, and also like DEE, ATAS, Megarevo. They are very common in Middle East market. And also here we have two different types of recommended rack system. The first one, 8, for example, this one is a 8 battery pack in series connection. This one is 11 series connection. But also you can make your own battery rack, and we will recommend a very proper size and a proper material for it, because this battery cell works in a very good cooling capacity. So this battery cell can support working in a continuous 1C charge and discharge rate. So this is the main idea of the battery for HV4F. So this is the integrated solution, all-in-one solution, DH200F. The main idea of this one is that inside this cabinet, okay, there is 215 kilowatt hour battery inside here, and 100 kilowatts for the PCS. That's what I mentioned in the previous slide. So I will mention some importance here. For example, the expansion of this one supports up to 1.2 megawatt for the PCS power and 2 megawatt hour for the battery capacities. Also inside this cabinet there is AC system. So because the whole system is because it has a very good protection level, so you can put these cabinets in outdoor usage, and also for the indoor outdoor for the hot or maybe cold weather. It can support. I will show you the inside the construction afterwards. What I want to mention here also, the whole BMS is developed. Whole BMS and EMS is now developed by our own self. So now for the EMS we have a new function. It's like you put this. There are only 5 ports for this cabinets. You connect to the 5 ports and you set the system. You set the system settings. The whole, for example, like time setting, power setting. You sell or you don't want to sell the power, and the whole system can work automatically for a whole year. So like every year you only have to do the maintenance like 1 or 2 times to check the data, to check the analysis of the EMS, and the whole system can work automatically. So here's the inside constructions. We start from the left. Here's the AC. It is integrated on the door. Here's the battery cell. And here's the BMS to manage all the batteries. Here's the MPPT. It is optional in case that you just want to storage or sell the power, like a power shaving. Here's the PCS mode. And here's the STS. For now, our STS can reach a level like a on-grid, off-grid switch to 20 milliseconds. So it is almost a EPS level. Here's the EMS module to control the PCS and the BMS. Here's the PV disconnecting switch. It is connected, is relevant to the MPPT. And the grid switch, the load switch if you need. So here's the main idea of these CNI products. If you have any problem, or maybe is there anything that I'm not so clear about me, you can please ask.
Yeah, Oscar, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Now, the PowerBrick is a very new product, and we have one order coming. So the availability of all these products, like the last one you showed, 215 kilowatt hour. So these are all available, right? These are not just like a design, but they are all in production and used.
Yeah, actually the newest product is PowerBrick. Now it is testing in the lab and it's almost done. After the testing is over, now it will be available.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now from the parallel question, do you have any questions about how can we parallel them? I mean, low voltage is pretty clear. PowerBox up to 5, total 6, and then the DL5C. And we also have in our stocks that we didn't mention here, a smaller brother of the DL5C, BX51100, which is almost the same product, but the discharge and charge rate is little lower, 0.5 C.
Yes.
And this can be parallel up to 30, if I'm not mistaken. And
yes.
then the PowerBrick also can be up to 50 in parallel.
The parallel number for the power brick for now is 12.
12.
So yes, so the main scenario for the power brick is for like the residential and the small commercial sites.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Wait a second.
Yeah, Oscar, for the high voltage now, if we want to put them in parallel, so do we need like DC combiner box, or how we can do this?
Okay, so for in a parallel situation, wait a second. I would like to show you this. So in a parallel situation, the main idea is about two parts. The first part is the current level. When the current level, the whole current level is above 160 ampere, so we will be recommending you to use a combiner box rather than a DC breaker, or maybe at least a bus bar, because as is known, DC breaker maybe the capacity above 200 ampere is not so common in the market to buy. So, and also the communication needs between the battery and the inverter, when a parallel situation, it is better for a combiner box to fulfill. Yes.
Yeah, also Oscar, maybe some customer also asking like for the cell, which cell Dyness are using, because you mentioned that it's sure brand new.
Yeah.
But if we can mention like which cell, so it will be okay also for the customer.
Sure. So for now, for the DL5C and also for the PowerBox Pro, we're using different. We're using BYD and also from HSD and also from Lithium and EVE. But for recently, we're using more from BYD and from EVE. And for power brick, now we're using CALB. It is also a very top graded battery cell brand in China.
Well, I think that was a very good question, because in the presentation, Oscar, you mentioned a couple of times Felicity, and Felicity is coming with like unbelievable prices. And then we receive so many complaints, not that we sell, but because we sell the inverter, so it creates so many problems. And then the underlying issue, that's why I think Naman is asking this question to clarify, is that they are using, as far as we understand, used or refurbished cells, and also second grade, even maybe third grade cells. So this is what they are, I think, doing. Yeah, that's why we're asking, because our customers sending us some support tickets for the inverter. And then at the end, we are investigating. There is nothing wrong with the inverter. And then when they check, for example, maximum charge or maximum discharge rate, what the battery, which is in this case Felicity, allows, it is advertised as, let's say, 100 ampere. But then they show it directly from the battery pack that it doesn't give more than 32, 35 ampere. Charging or discharging, because of the maybe thermal management, because the cell is old, or maybe it doesn't have life left, etc. So this is very important for our customers to be sure that when they buy Dyness, they will buy the top BYD is one of the top, as well as the Eve, and they will buy brand new. I mean, the product is brand new for sure, but everything, including the cells, will be also brand new. And then that's, I think Naman is asking, right, Naman?
Yes. So for this question, I will explain like for two aspects, as I mentioned in the presentation. For the first aspect, the battery cell and also everything inside, it is brand new and the top grade in China. And also, for example, for the battery cell we're using in this year, it is only from Eve and BYD, the first hand. Sure, it's not second hand, because if for the battery cell, if you say it's a grade A battery cell, then it means that it has to have a lifespan above 6,000 cycles. So this is also means that this has to be a brand new battery cell. This is from, and also beyond the battery cell, we have our own technologies to monitor and to control the battery cell voltage level differences. For Dyness, we're branding for the very sustainable battery, and we don't offer like what Felicity do. So this is for the hardware parts, and for the software parts. Now we are developing our new BMS, and it is already comes out. And also, it's very convenient for the installers, for the distributor, for the end users to monitor and to upgrade the battery cell with our own applications. So for the whole part, we want to ensure our customer, we want to ensure no matter the end users, no matter the distributors, from both sides, from hardware, from the software, we are already the top graded, we are already the very edge company for the battery solutions.
Thank you so much. I think if any more questions, we can maybe share when we are sharing the video link after the webinar. And then if there are any questions, first then we can answer. And then if there are any other like a common topic that the customers keep on asking, can we talk about? You mentioned the training for the installers and the distributors. Maybe we can do a more technical focused webinar maybe in a month's time to focus on how to install the product, how to use the app, how to register with the cloud, those kind of things. Maybe we can cover on the next webinar together.
Yes. So now we have a plan for every distributors about the whole, we call it a whole lessoning system. For example, because the many markets for now it's not so educated for ESS solutions, and also the technology now it is upgrading very fast. So in the coming after the very deep cooperation, we will start a whole round of plan. Like every monthly, maybe weekly, we will visit our installer partners together with our distributors, and we will make a full round of system. For example, I will talk about from very basic part and about the products, and about the theory of the battery, to the how to use it, how to do the maintenance, to how to install, how to do the troubleshooting. So this process will last for maybe six months, or maybe for 3 months, and then we will have a scoring system. For example, if an installer he took part in all the trainings in a full year, he has all the score, and he will have some discount. He will have the Dyness certification, for example, a Dyness installation certification. This will build up a very good awareness and the trust for the installers. And also if this customer he's certificated, we will have more support strategy and more support materials for him. So this plan after this meeting, or maybe on this meeting we can talk more about it to make a more detailed one.
Sure. Thank you so much, Oscar.
Thank you.
Thank you, Naman. So I think we can maybe conclude this webinar.
Please.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you very much for
I think now we maybe covered most of the question that we received from the customer. Thank you, Oscar, for the presentation. Maybe as what Mr. Gokshe mentioned, we can in the future speak about the app monitoring. Also, maybe we can speak about ESS solution for utility scales and go deep more on this product and solution. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all the who watched the webinar with us and who will watch also in the YouTube channel. Thank you.
Yeah, same here. Thank you very much, Oscar. Thank you, Kingsley, for that webinar. Really informative. We are happy to be part of Dyness.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we'll bring an end to this event. Thank you very much. Thank you.
See you next time.
See you next time.